We are live, center pitch, episode 1, November 2nd, 2015. It's myself, Marco, and Sandro. So you can see. We're going to recap basically his week across Europe. He went to Paris. He went to Dortmund, Alessandro. Where else did you go?
Wolfsburg, Dortmund, Munich, and Milano.
Right. And Alessandro is obviously a student at Syracuse, but he's studying abroad right now in Florence. So lucky for him, he gets a chance to do that. So we'll start right there. We're going to go into MLS Playoffs later. We'll start with Sandro's week in review.
Right.
Sandro, take it away from where you first began and to where you ended.
Okay. So after finished my midterms, I had a nice week off of classes and figured why not spend the week traveling across Europe, catching some games.
Of course.
So October 22nd, Thursday night, I took an overnight train from Florence to Paris. Not the best sleep I've ever had, but it was manageable. So I spent a few days exploring Paris.
Did you go by yourself or did you go with anybody else?
Paris, I was with two friends. So we stayed in a hotel together, and
But you didn't have that hotel reserved or anything, right?
No. That one we did. No, Paris we had booked before we left. After that, heading to Germany, I had nothing booked. But all right, so spent a few days exploring Paris, and then Sunday night, the 25th, I headed to PSG Saint Etienne game, and luckily enough, I got a press pass. So working
the lads press. Getting those press passes, man.
There we go. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. So I got to the game about hour and a half before kickoff. Had a nice little conversation with the usher in the press box. He thinks Ibra's definitely leaving sooner rather than later. And
does he speak any English? Who the hell is this guy?
This guy. Oh, absolute People's Hall of Fame.
People's Hall of Fame? People's Hall of Fame. Do you even know his name? Can't be in the People's Hall of Fame without even knowing his name.
This is a fair point. But he spoke like Italian, French, English, and Spanish. But he thinks Zlatan is leaving soon, probably at some point, definitely heading to MLS, and that PSG are going all out on trying to get Cristiano. We'll see how that works out for them. But and also he had a nice comment on MLS saying that they really should implement the promotion relegation system with the USL and ASL.
That's a whole different thing. It's never going to happen to start out with. I'll probably write a blog on it sooner or later, but it will not happen. But to go further on, what after the PSG game? Was that a cup game?
No, that was Ligue 1.
What was the score?
PSG pretty much dominated 4-1. PSG won 4-1. And at the time, they increased their lead at the top of the table to 7 points. Let's see. Di Maria, fantastic game. Verratti looked pretty good, even though comical own goal from the Italian. But
how small does he look, like on the field?
On the field,
because I think he's registered. I think he's registered at like 5'5". I'm pretty sure he's probably like 5'2".
5'3". Yes,
he's small.
No, but he was buzzing all over the pitch.
I mean, his height doesn't really
tackles, matter. Animal.
He's a beast.
Yeah. So after their
you saw the players. You saw Zlatan, right?
Yeah. I'm getting into that. Right after the game, I went down to the mixed zone, as they call it here in Europe, and as the players come out of the locker room, first they talk to the TV reporters with the cameras and everything, and then once they get done with that, they head over to the reporters, journalists, and take some of them, depending on their mood, will take some questions and talk to some journalists. So I mean, Zlatan was there. I don't know what to say. Zlatan. You
Love
can
Zlatan.
tell. You can see.
He doesn't give a crap, right? He just says whatever he wants.
I guess, but he's very charismatic. You can tell he's a character.
Right.
I think he only took 1 or 2 questions, and I think he answered a question in Swedish. But he said he was not feeling well, a little sick. I think he had a sore throat. I think he was saying. But he decided to play anyway.
Zlatan being Zlatan, man.
You know.
So who
then,
else was there? It was Verratti, and then you said
Verratti.
Lavezzi bolted, right?
Oh yeah. I'll go through everyone. So Verratti spoke pretty good French. I was impressed. He's been there. I think this is his 3rd year in Paris. No, maybe not.
I think it might be. You're right.
3rd. Anyway, impressed with his French. He seemed pretty calm, relaxed, friendly. Thiago Silva, legend. You can tell just from post game.
He's a captain.
He's exactly 100% should be the captain of that team. Spent the most time with reporters, answered every question, seemed genuinely happy to talk to the journalists and everyone. Great guy, great, absolute great person. And Lavezzi, he bolted. He did bolt.
Did he just sprint out of there?
No questions answered. Had his head down. Didn't give a crap about anything. I definitely say he's leaving. He's definitely leaving.
Really? Did he not play that game?
He played like 5 minutes.
Oh, he got subbed on?
He came in like the 85th, but he didn't look like he cared.
All right. So let's move on a little bit.
Yeah. Then
the PSG game ends. Did you guys go straight from there that night to Germany?
No. I had the hotel that Sunday night, and then Monday. So Monday, I still hadn't heard back from the guy.
Right. That guy.
Price accreditation.
How many emails did we send that guy?
A few. Anyway, so he replied Monday morning that we got the press pass and for the game the next day on Tuesday. So I had to figure out how to get from Paris to Wolfsburg, and so I got a bus from Paris Monday night overnight to Hanover.
Did your boys come on the bus?
No. Once
they went back.
Once Paris is over, I was by myself. I went into Germany, not one hotel booked, not one train booked, nothing. Completely winged it with a backpack. That's it.
That's amazing.
So I get with the bus to Hanover Tuesday morning, like 5:30 a.m. And then I get a train at like 6:37 to Wolfsburg. Get to Wolfsburg. I walked around the city for a little bit. Not really much to see. There's a nice lake, but not really the best
Wolfsburg,
city.
I mean, I don't know much about Wolfsburg, but I know Wolfsburg, the team itself is like that. I mean, before De Bruyne, they were pretty much Bayern's nemesis, like the only team that could actually compete with them for the championship. I mean, De Bruyne did get sold, but they still have some really good players in that roster. I mean,
they have some talent.
They bought Draxler, right?
Julian Draxler from Schalke.
I mean, they still have Naldo, Rodriguez in the back. I mean, that's not a bad back line they have as well.
Bas Dost and Lord Bentner up top. They have talent.
Bentner comes off the bench, right?
Yeah. He didn't. He didn't play in the match. But anyway,
it's so weird seeing a forward wear number 3. I can't. It's so weird. I don't know what to say to that.
So I found myself a hotel, which supposedly I was lucky because Wolfsburg was packed for the night. But anyway, got a hotel room, took a little nap, headed out to the game, headed out about 6, got to the stadium, picked up my press pass, chilled in the, I don't even know what they call it, the like
waiting room?
the press suite with the had nice food and drinks and everything.
Yeah, so like I wondered this, like how good is the food?
I ate before.
Is there any Wiener Schnitzel?
No, they didn't have schnitzel, but
The
I
guys.
wasn't sure. Because each stadium is different. So I wasn't sure if they were gonna have food or not. So I got a bite to eat before. So I only had
Right.
some fruit and a drink. But the food did look good. Anyway, so obviously it was the German Cup game, DFB.
But they
Cup,
both. It's.
right?
I mean, it was a cup game, but they both played like their starters, right? From when I
For
was
the
looking
most
at the
part.
rosters.
For the most part, yeah, pretty much. Mostly their starters, but
Bayern
Bayern in the first half
wasn't a very competitive match, right?
No, I mean, well, in the first half, Bayern looked like maybe the best team in the world. They looked untouchable. They looked pretty much untouchable. But so 3 early goals, quick 3-0 lead by the 35th minute. An absolute rip of a goal from Diego Costa to Douglas Costa, excuse me, to open the scoring.
He's been phenomenal for them. He's been
great left-footed straight. Yeah, I don't know how nobody snapped him up.
Well, I think he was on Shakhtar beforehand. They had a couple of these guys on Shakhtar that now got picked up this year.
Yep. So, I mean, Wolfsburg, yeah, they're a talented team, but they really disappointed me with their play. I expected a lot more. I expected them to give Bayern a little bit of a battle and competition because.
Yeah, and I'm surprised when I saw the final score. I was like, really? But then I was maybe Wolfsburg didn't play their starters. Maybe they want to rest some players. But no, they played everybody as well.
They played most of their starters. I don't know. Maybe just an off night.
I wish Pep subbed on Kimmich. I'm telling you, this dude is going to be unbelievable. He's the next guy. But all right. So Bayern won 7-1.
No.
Not 7-1?
No, that was Dortmund game. 3-1.
3-1. I'm sorry.
So yeah, after that game, headed to the mixed zone. I went to where the Bayern players were, mostly bigger stars. Lahm, just like Thiago Silva, Philippe Lahm, great
Speaks
character.
Good English, right?
Didn't hear him speak English. Didn't ask a question, but he spent the most time with reporters, answered every question happily. He joked around with the reporters for a little bit, laughing and everything. Neuer's pretty big. Got a nice build. Robin,
scumbag, absolute scumbag. I hate him.
Seemed like a prick, but
seemed like a bald 30-year-old.
And who else? Vidal and Xabi Alonso walked out of the locker room together laughing.
Now, question: as a Juve fan, did you give Vidal the finger or not?
No, I held back. But they didn't take any questions. I assume mostly because of the language barrier, but who knows? And Mueller,
scumbag.
He was I didn't.
I haven't been a fan of Mueller. A lot of people love him. Yeah, not a huge fan.
Great player. He had 2 great goals.
Phenomenal player.
He seemed pretty relaxed. Anyway, Bayern walk in the park for them. Good victory. Move on to the next round of the German Cup. So that night, Tuesday night, spent at the hotel in Wolfsburg. Then the next morning, I took a train to Dortmund.
I have a question. I don't even know this. Was this all pre-planned that you were going to go to Wolfsburg and then Dortmund, or was this just on the go? We're going to go right now.
This was mostly on the go. I didn't know. I was waiting to hear back from the guy from Wolfsburg if I was going to the game or not. Because the tickets are sold out. So it was either I get this press pass or I'm not going. So
if you didn't go to Wolfsburg, were you even going to go to Dortmund then?
Yeah, no. Dortmund, I had a ticket book. I bought a ticket before I left. I wanted to go and be in the crowd. So basically, as I was walking home after the Wolfsburg game, I bought the train ticket because on the walk home to my hotel, I I had to pass the train station, so I just picked up my ticket for the next morning to Dortmund.
Nice little sirens going on in Italy.
Yeah, so got to Dortmund about 2:00. took the train from the central station to the stadium stop, which is great. They have a nice little shuttle stop, like right to the stadium. Got there at 2:30, and kickoff wasn't until 7, so I had a lot of time to kill.
Dortmund played who again?
Paderborn.
Paderborn.
So weaker
no
team, but
right, yeah.
Yeah. So
Bomb the table.
in front of the stadium, there's a nice big store with all their gear and everything. They have everything there: bathrobes, notebooks, jerseys, warm-ups.
Where's
you
the
name
Dortmund
it.
flag? Oh, where's the scarf, bud?
Oh yeah, I got you right here. Dortmund,
Wow.
Borussia. Anyway, so by 3:00, that place was bustling. You know, it was getting
I can
busy at
imagine.
3:00. 4 hours before kickoff, people were getting ready for the game. I had myself a nice big ass hot dog, some fries, and a nice cold German beer, which pretty good meal before a match. I also bought a shirt, BVB shirt.
What about the match in general?
Yeah.
I mean, they killed them, but
yeah. So I went into the stadium about 90 minutes before kickoff, I'd say, and I mean there were actually a solid amount of fans, more than I thought would be in the stadium at that time. But so as the players came out for warm-ups, huge round of applause. All the fans started singing and chanting and everything. And before kickoff, everyone sang "You'll Never Walk Alone."
yeah, I've just like seen videos of it when Liverpool does it, and like I've heard it like during TV, but like that itself gives me chills.
It was spectacular. It was pretty crazy. That video is up on YouTube. I thought it was like a salute.
Yeah, I mean, when you said to me, I was like, "Oh, maybe it's something for Klopp." But then, like, we had the guy on Twitter who was like, "No, they do that.
They do that every
game."
Yeah. So, the yellow wall where we see all those great tifos and everything, absolutely packed. Mostly like a standing section. It just looks like one big blank wall of black and yellow. It was crazy, but I mean, they went down. Dortmund went down 1-0 on a terrible ever by their goalie Roman Berkey, and the fans were a little nervous for a little bit. But only 5 minutes later, they found the equalizer, which I got video of that. And then they ran away with it, opened the floodgates, eventually got to 7. And by the end of the match, the whole stadium started jumping and cheering, and you could feel the whole stadium shaking. It was one of the most incredible experiences. It was something else. But
and then Dortmund decided to. Dortmund was I'm officially like a Dortmund fan. I mean, they retweeted
we forgot the biggest news. Yeah.
They retweeted our tweet.
About the article.
And it just blew up from there. It was awesome.
Absolutely blew up. We got like 45 retweets and 150 favorites and thousands of views on the article, which was awesome. Shout out to Dortmund. Great team, great fans, great club.
That was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely great experience. Ever in Germany, make your way to Dortmund for a game. Definitely suggest it. So that was that.
All right, so then from Dortmund, where'd you go?
After the game, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was stuck between getting a hotel or getting a train somewhere. Anyway, I got back to the central station and decided to book an overnight train to Munich. Figured combine the hotel and the travel expense into one, So woke up in Munich, put my bag in a locker at the station, and walked to like the center, city center. Saw the Marienplatz, the big, castle. Right there, actually, in the main city square, there's a soccer store, which was pretty impressive. They had signed German national team jersey from the past World Cup
Right.
with all the winners. Different jersey signed. A lot of Bayern and Dortmund gear, and definitely had a lot of not materials, a lot of gear to buy. But
Did you get
Munich,
anything?
I bought bought these for a friend. Where is it? Yeah, Bayern lighter and a keychain. Shout out to Brandon Brower.
Oh, right. Broward's a big fan.
Yeah. So I saw there were 3 spectacular churches I saw in Munich. So I thought I was only there for a few hours and only in a little section
And
of the city,
then
but I was impressed.
did you
Then,
take another train?
yeah, I took another overnight train. So Thursday night, took an overnight train to Milan. Got to Milan Friday morning. Went to the Duomo, the big cathedral, for
Right.
a little bit. Found another football store right around the corner, right behind the back of the cathedral. Tons of signed jerseys: Zlatan, Maldini, Buffon, Del Piero. Have everyone. Then I had a nice lunch and headed to Bergamo, nice little city about an hour away from Milan, to meet my dad's cousin. Stayed with him Friday night, and then
Then you went to an
Friday,
Inter game, right?
yeah, Saturday afternoon, we headed back to Milano and met up with our uncle, and we toured the city a little more. I wrote about all this in my blog post.
Right. You
But
can look at it at ladsoffthepitch.com, please.
yep. So about 6:30, we headed to the metro station, and the newest metro line in Milan, the number 5, takes you right to San Siro. You get out and you see the whole stadium.
How old? I mean, like,
Huge,
it's huge, but like, how old does it
big.
look?
From the outside, this was interesting. From the outside, it does not look that bad at all. But when you go in and see like
When you
the
go in,
infrastructure,
yeah.
even the seats aren't even that bad. But it's like when you're like getting from like outside of the stadium to like your seats, like you can tell it's like old. Like it's pretty run down. But Inter fans were already going crazy and screaming, singing. Atmosphere was pretty crazy. There were riot police outside protecting the Roma fans, and so we had seats in the first level, first mezzanine,
Right.
right in the corner, actually right by the tunnel where the players go in and out of the locker rooms. I mean, it was a pretty entertaining game. Definitely don't know how Roma did not score a goal that game. Handanovic played out of his mind.
Yeah,
Including
Seb was pretty depressed.
Whew. Oh yeah, I saw his tweets.
I saw his tweets. I'm like, I feel pretty bad for this guy.
I mean, Handanovic had a sequence where he had 4 saves in 4 seconds. Absolutely crazy. I thought the ball went in twice on that play. But Gary Medel, with a nice slow strike from about 25 yards out in the 31st minute, propelled Inter to their win, and they leapfrog Roma in the standings. So now they're tied in first with Fiorentina, and Scudetto race really alive.
Yeah. Wide open.
2 points separate top 4 teams, so it's looking interesting.
I think it's. I mean, it's much better than the last couple of years.
Oh yeah,
more interesting at least.
We'll definitely have a fun race for the Scudetto this year. But the Inter game, San Siro, from big games, nothing like it. Great atmosphere. It was something else. Inter fans absolutely crazy, screaming, cursing, yelling at everything.
How was the capacity?
It was about 59,000 and change. So
it holds like 70 something, right?
I think it can hold up to like 80 if they expand it to 80, but at least 70 something, yeah. So yeah, of course, like Marco said, You can read about all the games on my blog. Recaps. I recap everything over there, and that was pretty much my week.
Yeah. Well, from there you went from Milan, then you went back to Florence, right?
Yeah, to Florence, and I got back here yesterday, Sunday. I was planning on going to the Fiorentina-Frosinone match, but I couldn't get here back early enough in time because the match was the early kickoff at 12:30 or 6:30 back home.
Right.
So couldn't catch that. But overall, great week. Saw some great matches, great experiences, great stadiums. Football in Europe, man.
Yeah, it's
something else.
I mean, we want to discuss this a little bit. We were talking about this beforehand. Basically, me and you growing up. I mean, we went to a couple MLS games. We went to Giant Stadium, and it was, I think, like 4,000 people would show up, and like it'd be completely empty. The atmosphere is completely different, obviously. I haven't been to a game, but I would love to go one day. I'm pretty jealous, as I'm sure most people are. But all right, well, that was Alessandro's week in review. We're gonna head to the MLS playoffs. Discuss a little bit about that. We'll start with Toronto. I was rooting for Toronto on this one. I wanted to get Seb to a playoff game. Unfortunately, they got their ass whooped. They really got their ass whooped. 3-0 versus the Montreal Impact. They lost. All 3 goals were scored in the first half by Montreal. Toronto was very much outplayed, and you could see very quickly that, much like New York City FC, that back line is horrendous. It's disgusting. I mean, also, I don't know if you saw any of their Toronto's games, but
not really. I've seen Giovinco highlights, but didn't really get to see any of their matches.
Those center backs are they might be worse than New York City FC's. Like, they were terrible.
That sounds bad. I've seen a few. I saw a few New York City games, and backline definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely weak.
New York City FC's defensively was a joke, but you would think Toronto would at least have some better options back there. So they go down 3-0. They're done. Seb's in tears for Toronto and for Roma as well.
Shout out to Sebastian Giovinco though. Audi Golden Boot, top goal scorer in MLS.
Right, he killed it.
Great first season in MLS. You know, not much to say, just spectacular.
And I mean, did you post that video, or did Seb post that video of when Sebastian?
That was Seb. Seb had that goal against the Red Bulls.
No, not the goal.
Oh.
The confrontation he had with the fans at the end of the game.
Oh, that was Seb.
That was Seb.
That was you. I was asleep.
No, that was me. I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? First of all, why are the fans allowed to be that close to him?
I don't know when that was, how that happened.
That was astonishing.
Crazy.
That does not happen in any other sport besides maybe like college football or something, where they they're right there.
The fans are right there, yeah.
I was astonished by that. Giovinco almost killed that guy. Jesus. It was nice to see that Giovinco actually gave a shit.
Well, frustrating end of the season for Toronto.
Right. But the fact not coming here just for the money, he actually does want to win.
Definitely.
So that was a little disappointing for the lads, to be honest with you. And we'll move on. The Portland Sporting Kansas City game was unreal. For those that have got to see it, I mean, it's probably one of the best games I've seen in a while. It had everything. The most important area that I want to talk about, besides the game, without the game, and look at our timeline, you can see it. I posted videos. That goalie had a concussion. He was knocked out. Not knocked out, but he got a nice little beating to him. I've had a concussion. He did not look right.
I didn't see the game, but which Sporting's goalie?
Sporting's goalie, yes.
Okay, just making sure.
I think his name was Mila or something like that.
Yeah, I saw the video you posted. He looked pretty unconscious.
Right. The trainer. So to summarize it, the trainer came out.
Out of it.
Trainer looked out, gave him. You could see doing the concussion test, like eye to eye, follow the hand, and I mean, obviously we are not doctors, we don't know, but like the trainer, you could lip read. Was like, you got to come out. You have to come off the field, and the goalie was like, adamantly, obviously, was like, no, I'm not coming out. There's no way. This went on for a good 10 minutes. He stays in the game. 10 minutes later, he makes a save. He picks the ball up, and he takes a knee. And he says, I have to get subbed. He just goes, the trainers didn't ask for it. The coaches didn't ask for it. He just said, I got to go. Himself, which is, on his other night, good for him. He realized what was going on. But he should have been taken out right away. And the fact that the ref, that went on for 10 minutes. They had 7 minutes of stoppage time because of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen Taylor Tolman talk about the concussion protocol at MLS a whole ton, but
right,
it didn't look very good. When stuff like that happens, you definitely should not keep playing.
Right. No one picked it up. I didn't see any major news outlet pick it up at all. It was really discouraging, to be honest with you, that we saw a guy like that, probably in a daze, just sitting on the field. But the game in general after that was unbelievable. Game went all the way to PKs. It was tied 2-2. Went to PKs and went all the way to the goalies. The goalies decided the game. If you can find that game somewhere, some link, I would do it. The Timbers ended up winning.
Yeah, weren't there 23 penalty kicks, 22 or something crazy?
No, well, in total, yeah.
Not
individually,
11 rounds.
Right, yeah. It was 7-6 on PKs going to Portland, and two really good teams. Like the Timbers and Sporting Kansas City are not some schmuck teams. They have a lot of talent. Well done by them. The rest of the games in the first round, we had DC United, New England, and Seattle, LA Galaxy. The Seattle LA Galaxy game was very good as well. But that Seattle turf is disgusting. I mean, the fact that they still play on that crap is unreal.
Wait, are they playing at CenturyLink Seahawks Stadium?
Yeah, it's because they have the same owner as the Seahawks, or I think they do. They might have the same owner.
But
they definitely play at the stadium.
Okay, just wondering.
But yeah, it's football season and the turf is crap. So that was the first round. The conference semifinals, we just recently had. New York went up 1-0 against DC United. That was game one. There's two legs now. The first round was only one game. So we have Montreal Impact beat the Columbus Crew 2-1. Portland Timbers and Whitecaps was 0-0 tie. Seattle FC Dallas. Seattle went up 2-1. And the second games, the second round of games are going to be Sunday, November 8th.
Sunday. Yep. Okay. Did you see Drogba pull down the Crew goalie?
Yeah. Did you post that?
Yeah, I tweeted it. I didn't know the context. I don't know what happened. I don't know why he did that, but it was pretty funny.
That's a red. That's a red.
I don't know what happened. Did he even get booked for that? I
don't know what happened either. That's a red. I mean, I don't know. AR has to see that, right?
That was so obviously blatant and intentional. I don't know what he was trying to do there, but
I mean, I've done that myself. I'm not to a goalie though. I've done that. You remember?
I don't think I've ever.
I've done that before. I mean, I should have got a red, but
I don't think I've ever seen that happen though. I don't think I've ever seen that where a player tackles a goalie. But yeah. So second round of playoffs, MLS playoffs this Sunday.
Seb's still crying. Seb's still crying. We should just have a little thing on the side with Seb in tears All right. That's about it.
Anything else?
No, I mean, are you going to a Fiorentina game anytime soon?
I gotta look at the schedule, but because I'm got some trips booked, but I'll be at the Rome Derby this weekend, Roma Lazio on
All
Sunday.
right, you're going to Rome, right?
Yeah, school trip on Friday, Saturday, and then I'm staying there for the Derby, which should be fun. Although I don't know what's going on. Supposedly the ultras, the extreme fans aren't going because they're upset about safety or stadium protocol. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully that gets resolved. But definitely should be fun.
Yeah. I hope you have a good time. When are you leaving to go?
Well, leaving Friday morning to go to Rome, just checking out the city and everything, and head into the game on Sunday. So,
All right. Well, that's all
should be
for
fun.
us. We'll see you next time. We don't know when next time will be. If you think it's crap or if you think it's somewhat good, you can comment below. We are at Lads Off the Pitch. We also have Alessandro, your account, the Transfer Calcio.
Yes, at Transfer Calcio. Yep.
Uh,
Serie A news only. But
right.
definitely give it a follow.
All right. That's pretty much it. We'll see you next time.